Hello, welcome to episode 4. We've made it to 4 episodes. Well, we've made it to 4. We've done 3. We've made it to 4. Hopefully, we make it to 10. I am Shlomo with Visible Magic. This is my buddy Vic. Say hello, Vic.
Hello. I'm Victor
And
from Visible Magic.
we are the hosts of Web Visions podcast, where we dive into things that Visible Magic is working on and is interested in terms of trends online. My voice is a little crazy today. And today, speaking of trends online, something we always talk about on the Slack, we're deep into these discussions of AI, but not just AI in a froofy in the sky way, but AI of practical applications. We've already kind of dealt with that last week, and we feel AI is only worthwhile if it makes meaningful situations happen in my work and daily life, right? And so that's part of what we're going to talk about, and how on some of these services that we are into and how people use them, right? How's that feel, Vic?
It sounds amazing. So the topic for this podcast, I was stumbled upon very great idea. Oh, by the way, and very great news. The ChatGPT 4 got the video plugin and the ChatGPT can now understand imagery and read through the images you put there and even transcribe what ChatGPT sees on these images. Yeah, and later you can
Wait,
convert all that stuff.
that's new for me. All right. I had not actually known that. So let me make sure I understand what you're saying. So ChatGPT now, I could import any image, right? As opposed to it
Correct.
creates the image, I could import an image and it'll extrapolate the meaningfulness of that image.
Yeah, it can describe the image and even generate some description, which can be lately used to create new images in the DALI -E plugin they have. So essentially, you can generate multiple copies and play with it as you can do with Stable Diffusion. But right now, all in one in ChatGPT on the OpenAI umbrella. This is really amazing. And after playing a little bit with my younger daughter, I was thinking like, okay, what is the real deal for computer vision applications right now? Okay. And that brought us to this idea for this new podcast episode, how we can utilize this computer vision thing as everyday marketers or
Right.
business.
Absolutely. I got to first say, though, before we get off this thing about ChatGPT analyzing images, the first thing that hopped into my head is that age-old art question: is the Mona Lisa actually smiling or not? Now I know they haven't answered ChatGPT because I know those people sat around and say that someone's going to ask these sort of things. Like, that is a fundamental art question: is the Mona Lisa actually smiling? Right?
Let me
Um,
try this right now. Why not?
awesome. Let's see what happens when we put in the Mona Lisa and say, is she smiling? Right?
This
Because
is
when we think
an
of
amazing
there's
question.
there's the because when we the this is a very different way of working with the database, right? Where before I would tell them things like, I want a Mona Lisa looking person to smile like Mona Lisa, generate image. But now this is different. Now I'm saying, what exactly is happening in this image that I could pull out that data and use somewhere else? In other words, what is this grimace smile on Mona Lisa's face, right? What exactly is that to you, database? And then how are you figuring that out? Right now it's extrapolating art, where art history and art theory, right, is a pure human situation. Oh, tell me.
Okay, so it's a plugin for ChatGPT called DALI-E. I'm probably gonna share my screen for this. It's
Do it.
super amazing. So, expression of the woman in painting known as Mona Lisa is often described as enigmatic. She did us.
Yeah. So there you go, right? It's actually, but who wrote that answer? Did that you so here's the thing, right? Every once in a while I bring it up. I believe that there's certain times with, let's say, that question I just asked, where they know it's going to be asked, they tune that answer to be like that.
Exactly. I think that this is fine tuning.
And that's where things get a little wonky in the empirical knowledge department. We're not going to go down that road, but now
No.
that we are taking images and inputting them into the database and saying, extrapolate the meaning of this image your way, is like, what exactly is art theory then? And what art theory is these databases playing with? And this is not tinfoil hat. Like, I don't think we're going to die with one person's knowledge of art theory versus another being put into a database. But it's just a question. It's just a thing, right? I have to really think about that.
I would say that statistically, they know exactly what is this smile. Is it a smile or not? Okay. And they can classify it with 99% degree, but they try to add a little more spice to this answer and added some pre-fine-tuned because of the Mona Lisa. So this is pretty much
You're
funny
right.
play. Yeah.
Yes, that's awesome. So yeah, that's one way to deal with that. So now let's move into application. Sorry about that aside. I just had to know, and I know I'm going to come back next week with more like art theory questions for this system, right? And there's just Jerry Saltz, one of the biggest art critics in America, who is very he's a very old established New York Times art critic, and actually I think the New Yorker actually. Anyway, he has come out to say of the last many years that art theory is dead because of things like this, right? Like, there's no need to have history and theory when you have situations like this that are not tied to any systemic model of where we're coming from theoretical in art. I know that was a big like wanker sort of situation that I just said, but this is the world we live in. Not everything is going to be simple marketing. Let's look at simple marketing art. In other words, how can I make these sort of databases fine tune, create, and optimize my marketing work, be it art, words, whole campaigns? Because ChatGPT has written me whole campaigns that I've just did the last like 20% to make it perfect. That has actually been helpful. It's a major use case for me.
Okay. Today I've been given I participated in a webinar, and the goal was to describe how we can convert or tune some article and make a style transfer for it. For example, to make it sounds like somebody else written. And I wanted to make a demo to run this, network model trained in real time, etc., etc. And the goal was to train it in safe environment on local computer. Okay. And like in good traditions of the ad hoc presentations, everything crashed.
So were you building a model yourself, or do you use something like Voicify? Like I've played around with Voicify.ai. Are you familiar with them?
It's not the audio sound. I mean the style transfer for text articles.
Okay. Yep, I hear that.
It's a little different.
Mm-hmm.
So, speaking of which, it's very good trade-off if you want to apply something locally, okay? Because of security reasons or something like privacy, because you never know what you're gonna, how your data on third-party source is gonna be used, like in case of OpenAI, ChatGPT, and stuff like this. And some sort of content processing, which can be done like on compacted language models, is a good opportunity to run locally. Stable diffusion can be run locally, trained even on decent hardware, something like 2 GPUs, 4090. It's expensive thing, but it's way less expensive than specialized ANN processors. So these things pretty much fine to run locally. But if we're gonna talk about the video, which we had to have very good progress in recently, these
Mm-hmm.
things would be hard to execute on your laptop or machine, at least for now. I would say this is specific. This is a specific thing. So can I
Mm-hmm.
share the latest video from Pika, source which
Please.
struck the internet recently?
And let's for the people listening, pika.art is the URL for Pika site. Pika is turning to be the go-to company to create AI generated video.
Something like this. And in background, those videos are playing some sound, but I decided to mute it. It's quite aggressive.
Yeah.
And
see, this is done by my friend Johnny, who's Eclectic Method out in Barcelona, who has always been kind of on the forefront of playing with online video. So see these news things, right?
yeah,
He
this
creates
is
these
amazing.
things also, right? Where these are a mixture of PFPs from NFT communities that he generates these from ones he cares about. Like this is from Cult DAO, and that I forget who that artist is, but there's some CryptoPunks. All of this is being done online. All of this is being done. Through AI.
And I just can I can imagine how much efforts would it take to make it manually. Okay, and you essentially just
this particular video we're looking at to do manually, just that cold news graphic, right? Of generating the layers of it. First of all, generating the logo yourself, as opposed to have the AI generate the logo. Doing the animation in the background. All of these are separate situations that would take time that you would have to build from the ground up or at least compile. And now he is able to type in a series of prompts that that are very focused because he's been doing it for a while to create these things. Very cool, huh?
This is like I bet that internet gonna be soon flooded with a lot of memes and everything like this by amazing scale,
But
like internet scale.
one thing negatively that has happened when you talk about these sort of technologies is if you are on Facebook over the last 3 to 5 weeks, you have definitely gotten a video ad that looks like Mr. Beast, right? The highest subscribed YouTuber is telling you to do a thing. Like it's like this bust, a video, and it's Mr. Beast telling you, hey, press this button, and it's all fake. It's all a scam, and it's all over Facebook. Like every scammer on Facebook, you see this this Mr. Beast thing spouting Mr. Beast's voice, saying words he never said to do a scam for you to press this button and to put in your social security code or whatever, right? And just ruin you. And that's all over Facebook for a month now, at least. They don't even stop it. So when we look at that, just think of what's going to happen. Geez, by Valentine's Day, right? By February, the 3 months from now, right? Like the level of work that'll be coming through these things that you're going to have zero clue. I'm
I
going
have
to
no idea.
put up all this video. I'm going to put up all this video that's going to look like me living a very lavish life. And I'm just going to put it up and like post state it. Like here's Shlomo in the 80s, like on a yacht sort of thing, even though I was like in the 80s, I was like 4. But here I am on a yacht, like as a 20-year-old living life. I'm going to make that. I'm going to change my whole digital identity to make me seem so much more interesting by creating fake videos of my past. That's going to be.
By the way, this is quite a good application to, like a sort of psychotherapy to rethink and re-implement your life. Like
Yes. If you don't like your life now, you could just change it with just a few prompts and just pumping that stuff out.
at pika.art.
Another thing. So let's talk about another application of AI video and such. You put up a video about real estate. Tell me what you liked about that, what you were getting about how the blockchain and AI helps real estate work.
Well,
what are your thoughts on that? Why are you personally so bullish on it?
Okay, so this is pretty interesting application. I will share the screen to get more context here.
Nice. I need to make us a share the screen theme song.
Yeah.
So every time we share the screen, we hear this theme song. Share this screen. Data Science Festival.
So this is from Data Science Festival, one of the panel held. So what this guy do, essentially, they try to integrate, it's not the video perception, it's imagery perception. They try to integrate computer vision into the data pipeline and train the models to describe what is the things we have on the picture, essentially, okay? To tokenize, to convert the picture into description, to describe like what is on the photo, what is the state of apartments, to generate a description of this thing. And then they use this stuff inside the data lifecycle to make the suggestion for customers based off these tokens and content they created for this picture. So they can provide much more narrowed search, recommendation, and suggestion based on this.
In other words, okay, I need to break this down a little for my slow little head. I own an apartment. I took pictures of this apartment and I want someone to buy it or rent it, right? So I took pictures like you normally do, like it's Zillow or it's, an apartment rental agency, right? They take all these pictures. But now I take the pictures that I took of my apartment, put it into the database, and the output in various ways would tell the end user, be it the customer or the seller or the management company of the rental property, exactly in words, what is the problem and benefits of each room. In other words, the picture shows that there's a crack in the ceiling. Now this thing will say, out of all the pictures I threw in, this room over here has a crack in the ceiling. Here's all the rooms that have cracks. So now I could batch, my building maintenance situations. Like there's something interesting there, I think, right? Is that what you're moving towards?
Exactly. So the point is you can barely describe your room, okay? Like
Hmm.
just like if I would describe the room or apartment, I would use common like language for this. Okay,
Right.
nice apartment, blah 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 blah, and it's not quite distinguishable among other classified ads or something like this on the website. And in this case, then can generate very well, like ChatGPT would do. Okay, please describe this picture. They can
Yep.
generate very good description. They can tokenize all these features they see in the apartment. And they can provide much more detailed search and selections for end users, and even can
Right.
generate the descriptions to read. Okay, so this is entirely new approach to retail industry, to I don't know, car dealers, to real estate dealers. So the thing is, for example, for sneakers, yeah, what is the sneakers? Like, okay, red sneakers.
Hmm.
Yeah, and you need to know the model, and you need to go through the details, and even it's hard to find stuff similar like that, because all sneakers of the same company might look alike, like just different colors, but it doesn't matter. And in this case, when you can run through the pre-trained models, you can run a lot of imagery or shots of the sneakers. You can describe them in very much details, like this is from collection X, this is from collection Y, made for some specific event, limited collections. The I don't know, laces are of this material, has some support for this stuff. And you don't have to know what you're looking for. You can just
Hmm.
ask the website, bring me comfortable shoes for this and this situation. It will bring you up.
Right. Interesting. Um, Things that I would like in the rental house buying situation, like that I would love to do when I type into it. I would love to say like, can my living are my living room windows facing the sunset or the sunrise? Because you don't get that sort of information, and the pictures would take it right. Like, what is it like to be in that room? Like, because I work from home, so what is that room that I think the office will be? What is it like in there at 2 in the afternoon on a winter? And what is it like there at 2 in the afternoon on the summer? Right? Because the pictures could do that because they also have the geotagging. They know which position the windows are and which direction. And that stuff you would never get by looking at a picture on Zillow, right? Because, you know, they Photoshop the pictures. They, push light through the windows when there wasn't any, that sort of thing, right? That sort of
Exactly.
information would really help me, right?
Exactly. And this is achievable through the machine learning pipelines when you throw a bunch of data, extract the tags, and feed this to your recommendation engine. So this is definitely a thing which we will be exploring to use in our recommendation engines and product we're working on right now. And uh, this opportunity looks very promising, because people would never do that in, you know, uh, reasonable cost. I mean, because manual tagging would be so much expensive for this.
Absolutely. And for those who was wondering what he's talking about, tune into our last episode. We did a little dive into our AR photo situation for for the for the shoe apparel vertical that we're out in the world about. Right?
Yep.
Yep. Yep. Yep. What else? Let me check our little list. Make sure we are showing things that another AI thing. Do we want to talk about this Grok AI as the use case? Did you look at this?
Exactly.
So here's another thing in terms of how marketing works and or may not work with AI. Is Elon has his own AI, of course, and he's calling it Grok, GROK. For those who understand the internet, grokking is to understand things, is what to grok something means. So he basically, in typical meme fashion, took the meme version of understanding as the name of his AI. And I don't really understand a lot what he's saying with it yet, that he's going to do it. But what makes it interesting for this AI is its database is not the all of the internet. Its database is Twitter, right? So Twitter is, so in other words, instead of the whole internet of, let's say, I'm asking about solar systems and the database is the first 5 pages of Google, which is written by many people. This is just Twitter and the many people on how they write on Twitter. That is a definite situation we don't understand yet, because Twitter itself has a nomenclature and way of describing and talking that is very different than Google, right? It's more dark. How's that? Right? It's more dank. It is more racism. It has more bias. It has more judgment, right? On itself. And so it'll be interesting to see how a database takes this version of knowledge and shoots it back at us.
Exactly. The difference of Twitter comparing to all other source of information is that it's dialogue based. So it's of short messages. It's more like a chat, which we like in ChatGPT. And the Grok AI has the capability to have a real-time access to the whole X platform. Of course, it's going to be some like delay there, but it's not like year of amnesia, which ChatGPT has. Okay, so it's going to be real time. It can help to spread rumors. It can help to cause the all sorts of information waves, etc. So Musk definitely knows what he's doing with Twitter and this AI stuff. And I think it's going to be super funny, like the thing which neither Reddit or all kind of other social networks doesn't have. So it's going to be a fun in entirely different way.
Right. That's, I think, you hit the nail on the head, which makes this interesting to look out for. Doesn't mean it's going to be like not all databases are the same. This database may be about entertainment. It may be about connection, entertainment, brevity, lightness, not deep dive of empirical knowledge. And that is kind of cool on this scale, right? Anything
Exactly.
using Twitter as a database because of the scale of Twitter is inherently interesting, right? You got to like say, what would come out of that? Now, what could come out of that is the most angriest, petulant, obnoxious child ever created. We could have created that through this, but we also could make the most self-aware, nuanced, right, understanding AI ever because of it, right? It could go either way, right? Because exactly what you're saying is, how is this thing is more about commentary and not pure empirical fact. I'm all in. I mean, to the point that I'm all in. I can't stop anything, so you might as well just be all in.
Well, one more thing which might be quite interesting for you as for marketers, Slomo, is that there will be new kind of optimization. The
True.
AI search grok optimization on Twitter, which was never been done there. So this is like a new opportunity because a lot of people would like to, and including myself, of course, would like to play and find some news. Okay, it's going to be a source of truth in itself, and a lot of people would like to have newest updates and so on.
Yeah.
Like, what's up? So this is a new opportunity for search optimization, I would say.
Absolutely. And that sounds like a good summation. We've reached the 30-minute mark. Our listeners have jobs. They're building products. They're working hard, and so we try not to do 2-hour podcasts because we know your time's valuable. Reach out to us. We're at Visible Magic. You can get us on Twitter. You can get us anywhere. Easy to find. We would love to talk to you about your products. Do you work in blockchain? Are you working in AI? Do you just need someone to help you scope your project? Come talk to us. We've been around for a long time, and we've been building in the space for a long time. Vic, do you have any last thing you want to say?
No.
Exactly. This is why I love Vic. This is why I love Vic. He's like, I said it already. I said it already. All right, this is episode number 4. Next week is episode number 5 as we head into December. Who knows? Maybe we have to have a cake for episode 5. We made it farther than most people ever have. Once again, this is Shlomo and Vic. We are with Visible Magic. We are a development house that deals in blockchain and Web3 and AI. And we have built so many things. And we are here just to talk about the beautiful space, right? That's it. And that's our Web Visions podcast, episode number 4 in the bag. Much love, and we'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon.